I came to this island to find bounties, to carve a path through the chaos, and to prove I am more than the novice I was when I first picked up the bounty hunter's badge. But now, with nothing but the hunger of survival and the faint hope of finding my purpose, I write this journal. A record of my struggle, a promise that I will not falter, even in the face of adversity. The bounties on this island are plentiful, and many are criminals who think they can hide in the wilds. But I will track them down, one by one, no matter the cost. This journal will be my chronicle, my guide, and my reminder of why I must succeed. It's the only thing I have left. I am Cale Thorne, bounty hunter. As I began to gather my bearings, I noticed many strange creatures around, their shapes unlike anything I'd seen before. Nearby in the dirt lay a particular device, a tablet with the glowing message, "The towers are the key." Looking around, I saw a chest, and inside the chest were some strange spheres and what appeared to be gold coins. Whoever left this must have been here before me, though their fate remains a mystery. However, a mystery I will solve, hopefully, as I found also a note. Castaway's Journal, Day 1-1. I found a strange device on the shore. It appears to be some kind of electrical contraption, but its odd design looks like no modern technology I've ever seen. The device is capable of recording images, displaying information about what is shown in them. I have decided to take photographs of the island using this device, and use them along with this journal to document what I find. Further inland, I came across a weathered eagle statue, radiating an undeniable magical aura. By a fire near the statue sat a stranger clutching a broken shotgun. A castaway? It's been a while since someone who didn't stink of pals washed up here. This island is a living hell. The people I came here with aren't with us any longer. Those damned pals ate every one of them. With those grim words, the stranger handed over a bundle of wood and said, "You'll need some basic supplies if you're going to make it out here. You need to toughen up." Near a chest, I found a second note, and in this note, it told me what those spheres are used for. Apparently, they can capture these bloodthirsty pals that person was so worried about. Near where I found the note explaining the spheres, I saw a strange statue, and it had an undeniable magical aura. So I decided it wasn't very big. I think I'll take it. As I had seen a few stronger looking pals, I decided I needed to know how these spheres worked before I tried it on anything big. So I looked for what the tablet called a lamb ball. They're these little puffball lambs that look fairly harmless. After weakening it, I went ahead and threw the pal sphere at it, and it shook a couple times, and I caught it. As I caught it, it seemed to drop some wool, and when I picked the wool up, I had a weird burst of knowledge enter my mind. I could turn this wool into cloth, and then I could turn that cloth into clothes. I knew I would need more cloth, so I quickly caught a few more lamb balls, as well as something that the tablet called a cremus. Thankfully, all of them also dropped wool, and I knew I had enough to be able to at least make myself a set of clothes. My pack was really starting to fill up, though, with very useful materials, but it was starting to slow me down a little. So I decided I needed to find an area to settle. Not long after I made that decision, I found another human. And they claimed that these islands, the Palapagos Islands, were brimming with pals ready to be tamed. And as a gesture of goodwill, they gave me 5 pal fragments, explaining these are essential for crafting more pal spheres. When I found an area that was sufficiently flat, I decided to pull out that tablet that I had found. And weirdly enough, after just tapping a few buttons, I was able to learn how to build, how to craft, how to do all sorts of different things. It was honestly amazing. I don't know what this technology is, but if it's ancient, we've lost it. I knew I would need one of these PAL box things, so I started with that, and when I finished it, my Lamballs came out and started trying to help me build things. I started to craft cloth, and when that was done, my Lamballs, they crafted a fairly stylish robe for me to wear, which was really nice and very warm. While the Lamballs worked on crafting things, I focused on gathering stone and wood. I built tools, weapons, and a box for storage. And my pals surprised me further by carrying gathered materials back to camp all on their own. After constructing a very basic shelter, a wandering merchant arrived at my camp. I traded with them, selling some surplus materials, and I acquired a couple items that I hoped would be useful, but I just wasn't sure. That gold that I had found earlier did not go very far, that's for sure. I crafted a bed for myself and for a few of my pals to be able to sleep in. And that night, I went to sleep wondering, how was I going to do this? Yes, this technology that I found and that I was learning was great, but how was I going to survive in this world? After a fitful night's sleep, I got up with new resolve. I wasn't going to let myself get depressed and not be able to do this. So I started making some baked berries. It's not great food, but you know, it's what I have. And an idea came to me. I'd seen some pals that can wield fire. I wonder if they could cook these for me if I was to be able to get them into my camp. As luck would have it, there was a Foxsparks right near the base, and with the help of my Lamballs, we actually were able to quickly capture it. And my guess was right. The Foxsparks could cook for me, and so I was able to have a pretty good breakfast, and honestly, as much as I thought that it would be a great idea to leave the Foxsparks in the base, I kind of bonded with her, and now she's going to be my traveling companion. Her name is now Pixie. With Pixie by my side, I didn't feel so lonely anymore, so I decided to go and start doing some exploring. I was actually attacked by a pal. There is apparently a few very aggressive pals, and this Rushor attacked me, and we were able to catch it. Pixie and I did see a cave, and we were going to go explore it, but before we could, we heard shouts for help, and that merchant that had hung out at my base for a little while was being attacked by some hooligans. Unfortunately, we weren't able to save him, but we were able to defeat the hooligans. It was just a very harsh reminder of this island's dangers. After that grim fight, I did decide we needed to expand the team a little bit, and I found two pals that are called Vixie, and I thought, you know, it was pretty funny that their name was so similar to what I had named my Foxsparks, Pixie. After catching them, though, I stumbled upon a settlement. Inside, I found a pal merchant, a regular merchant, and an informant. Now, I know these informants have information about bounties, so I was a little surprised, but I did decide that I needed to probably wait. I wasn't ready to start taking on bounties again. However, I did go and sell a couple of my Lamballs and the Rushor that I had caught earlier to the pal merchant. And at the regular merchant, I did purchase a few things. There was another gentleman in the village. He wasn't the nicest, but he demanded to see a Lifmunk, which is the creature depicted in the strange statues I'd been collecting. I knew they were around because the tablet had told me where I could find them, so I figured I would go and try and catch one. While I was out looking for them, I ran into a couple more hooligans who identified themselves as syndicate members, and I had to fight them, but I was trying not to use up my very limited ammunition that I had, so I had to count on Pixie to be able to really take them down. My quarry was in sight. I was able to take down the Lifmunk and get it caught so that I could go show it to that guy because he said I would get some kind of reward for showing him the Lifmunk. I was very excited about that, however, my celebration was cut short. On a bridge nearby, there was a man, and this man had an aura about him that just felt wrong. I knew this must be one of the guys that has a bounty on him, and I needed to talk to the informant about him. I rushed back to the village as quickly as I could, and when I got to the informant, I asked about the man on the bridge. She said that his name was Hawk. He was a hunter of hunters. He preyed on rookie bounty hunters like myself, and the bounty was simple: eliminate or capture him. Finally, something familiar, something I could do. I was going to prepare. I was going to take Hawk down. I knew what I needed to do now. I knew what I needed to do to prepare. So I set back off to my base to start crafting more arrows, more spheres, and just get myself ready for the next day.